There's a few questions where like you need to use your noggin, but like there's not much seriousness coming out of it. So I do want to say, I requested that you bring one of your favorite drinks. You want to reveal your favorite drink?
I don't know if you guys have this where you're at, but you ready?
Okay, so we have a brand called Oasis, but I don't know if that's like the same. It's different packaging on this.
Fuck, I love orange juice. Well, orange juice, pineapple, and this is what it is. This one's pineapple, orange, and coconut, which is kind of a weird mix, but
if it works, it works. Mine's just very simple. I'm not sponsored. I wish I was, but Rebel.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers to this. As a all rounder, can you explain in 20 seconds or even 30 what you do as a job?
So I'm a graphic designer, mainly. That's what I study, and then I do photography on the side, and sometimes I'll sprinkle in a little bit of streaming.
When we were talking, you said that you don't really record your face much, if not at all. When do you want to like really start to get into that?
Definitely when I graduate. So within actually in May, I finish in May. So my goal is to take a year off and just grind streaming. You know, a lot of people, at least maybe not from the gaming perspective, but when I did graphics, people were really into it. They liked seeing my process, seeing sort of why I did what I did, and they always did really well. So I thought it's a bit different, it's unique, and I think it could work.
We had talked previously before, just on DMs. Not too much, not too little. But you were saying that you don't like these new Call of Duties, and this kind of ties in with the next question. But where did your name come from?
Basically, obviously Modern Warfare 3. I think that's pretty clear. But I started a channel where I would hit up all these content creators and ask them, hey, could I post your gameplays? And my channel was called Mr. MOAB Gameplays. And then that sort of died out because it wasn't really original. It wasn't me. It was just other people's stuff. So I became It's MOAB. I still posted Call of Duty gameplay, but then it sort of transitioned into graphics.
Yeah, I presumed it was on the MW kind of part, but
it's such a good game. I would argue it's my favorite.
No, BO3 sucks.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm in the interview. Yeah, thanks. It's all good. My bad. Yeah, if you want, I don't even care.
It's all good because again, you haven't really played. Do you consume that content?
In terms of videos, no. Honest, like I said, I feel like, and this is crazy because I'm in Carnage, right? You would think like a guy in Carnage, oh, he's huge on COD. A lot of the content creators, it's controversy whether or not they reverse boost, and I don't really care if they do. Like, that's cool. But the fact that you have to go to that extent to make content for people to enjoy, I think it says a lot, right?
You do a lot of graphics for other members and your other content creators. What was your favorite one that you've ever done?
Definitely Prestige is key. When he hit me up for a rebrand, I just saw his name. I was like, is that really him? Like, is that really, Ryan? I was like, holy shit, that's insane. The process was amazing, super smooth. I got it done within like a couple days because like he knew what he wanted. I had a vision for it, and it worked, right? This is not Carnage related, but when I was in Doom back in the day, I actually had designed a custom Doom Battle Beaver controller, which was supposed to make it on the market, but for various reasons didn't. But this is probably also one of my favorites.
What would you give for somebody trying to pursue the kind of avenue that you're doing right now?
I guess my advice would just be do it, right? It's super easy to look at something and be like, that's cool, I want to do it, I like it. And then you think about it, and you just sit there thinking about it for days, weeks, just do it. Buy a camera or buy Photoshop, or even if you have to do it in other methods, that's up to you. But do what you got to do and just start,
I think because a lot of people ask me in the streams and stuff, like, any advice, and it's like, the only person stopping yourself is you. That's it. Exactly.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you got to do. Did you set yourself a goal once lockdown hit for you to come out of it with something?
I would say no. But I definitely knew in the back of my mind that I'm not, like you said, not just going to sit around and do nothing. So while I didn't set myself like a goal per se, I still went out. I still did my stuff. I learned new things. Like I started doing video. I started working out outdoors, like in parks and shit, which was a bit weird, but I got used to it. And I actually quite prefer it now versus the traditional gym workout, which is pretty weird. But yeah, I think like you said, it's important to not sit and wait for something to happen or wait for a cure or, wait for whatever it is. I think, yeah, you should just do it, right? What was your goal per se?
I think for me, it was more in my head to do the streaming and Twitch thing before lockdown hit, before this whole COVID thing was a thing. Literally saw that as an excuse to start that. Like, why not now? Everyone's at home. No one's doing shit. It's been something I've wanted to do for all my life. I played at my own house. I played at my friend's house. It was something that, was imminent. I knew it was going to happen at some point. I mean, my goal was just to get my foot in. That was mine. Just to start Twitch, push myself to do something. A more kind of relaxed question. No, where did you start? What's this about? What's this? What's your guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh, man. Okay. You might not actually know it. You might not know it. It's a Canadian TV show, sort of a reality show, but not quite. It's called Kenny versus Spenny. It's no longer on the air. It's pretty old, but it was two dudes that set up like a competition, like for example, who could drink more beer, and then they would have 3 days to complete the challenge, and whoever loses would face like a humiliation. And it was just the stupidest show, but I've rewatched the show like 20 times. Like, it's so good.
What was the first video game that you spent hours on at a time that lifed?
Way back in the day, I don't know if you ever played. Have you ever played the GameCube?
Saw one.
Okay. Well, I played Sonic DX.
Okay.
On the GameCube, way back in the day, and that was like one of the first sort of 3D platformers on that console, which was like insane, mind blowing, right? So I loved it. I spent hours on it, more than hours, days, months, I would say. Yeah.
How did you get in Carnage's sight? How did that come to fruition?
I mean, to put it simply, man, it was Doom, right? I did a crap ton of work for Doom. I was in Doom. I was doing practically all the work for Doom, and they saw that. Apollo saw that, right? And I actually, back in the day, I had a friend in Carnage named Armsy, which if he's watching this, shout out. But yeah, basically, he spoke to Apollo for me. He told him, he's like, you look, we got this guy here. He showed him my portfolio, and Apollo was like totally down, But essentially, if I had to give advice, is put your all in, like you're doing right now. Put your all into it, man. Put your, dedicate yourself. Give yourself a year, grind, show yourself. A lot of it is personality, and I know they talk about that a lot on the Twitter, and Apollo, like, that's his word, personality.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it really is. You got to find who you are and what makes you stand out. In your case, it might be, chilled back streams and chilled back interviews like this. So it really depends on the person. Really.
If anybody that is watching this is wanting to grind Carnage, pursue Carnage, that kind of thing, what do you think top 3 things that you have to look out for when wanting to grind for Carnage?
That's a good question. Jesus, that's you and your questions, man. These are some good questions. But when I say personality, it's not a facade. I could tell like you are who you are in your videos and your streams, and on Discord, you're laid back. So it's a big part of it. Personality, be yourself. Another thing is be humble. If you think you've got something and you're cocky and you're like, yo, look at my stream, look at this, look at that. It's not a good look. Try not to be annoying. Let your work speak for you.
What's the best free editing software for plebs?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You could do great stuff with anything. Like for Windows, I used to edit with Windows Movie Maker, which is pretty lame, but like, it works great. It's fine. You could do everything. You could cut clips, stitch them together, add music, add an overlay. You got all this stuff there. You don't need the special software. It depends who you are. If you're a perfectionist, maybe you want the absolute best, 10 out of 10 all the time. But if you're chill and laid back, you can get away with something that's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what makes it better in a sense.
If you were a cat,
sure,
what would be the first thing you'd do? I'd consider like maybe trying to see if the 9 lives thing is right.
That's what you do? I guess so too. I guess indirectly I would do that. I would climb everything and anything that I can. Become like a squirrel, but in cat form. It seems cool. When you see a cat in a tree, you're like, damn, that's a cool cat.
On that note, I'm going to do a little outro of thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and hope that we cross paths soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.